going on, everybody? I'm Noah from PhoneDog.com, and it's the dogfight to end all dogfights. Well, not really, because there's always going to be another one. But for right now, it's the battle, the summer blockbusters, and to me, these are the two biggest dogs on the block. The HTC Droid Incredible from Verizon and the Apple iPhone 4 from AT&T. You've got Android, Google, HTC, Verizon going up against Apple, the iOS, and AT&T. To me, this is the marquee showdown. Other worthy contenders for sure kicking around, most notably the Evo 4G from HTC and Sprint, the Motorola Droid X with my fingerprints all over it from Motorola and Verizon, the Samsung Galaxy S, which is coming soon to all 4 major carriers in the U.S. Actually, I think at least 5, I think 6 carriers now in the U.S. slated to have it, at least 5. But for my money, the real big battle here, the big showdown, is between these two. Why? Because in these two phones, you have state-of-the-art technology packaged in a form factor with the widest possible appeal. You've got those larger phones, the Droid X and the Evo, 4.3-inch displays. They're just going to be too big physically for some people. Some people are going to be like, this is awesome, but some people just aren't going to want to carry a phone around that's that big. You've got some cool phones like the HTC Aria, the Sony Ericsson X10 Mini that are, really cool, lots of power, very small, a little too small, or even phones like the HTC Legend and the MyTouch 3G Slide that have the lower res displays, the HVGA displays. They're going to be a little too small for some people. But with these phones, they slot right into the sweet spots. 3.5-inch display, 3.7-inch display. They're both thin. They're both easily used in one hand. They're both very pocketable. And so, and then you've got them, right, the biggest players in the game. Again, Google, HTC, Verizon with the incredible Apple and AT&T back in the iPhone. And whatever your personal preference is, whatever you have to say about any of the carriers or companies involved, it's hard to deny that, these are two of, and in my opinion, you can deny my opinion if you want, but in my opinion, these are the two. So let's get to it. iPhone 4, Droid Incredible. Dogfight. Ooh, I smacked. I hope I didn't shatter or scratch them. All right, so here's your summer blockbuster. On the left, iPhone 4. On the right, Droid Incredible. Both phones are out on the market now, although you may have trouble finding either one of them. The Droid Incredible has been backordered for a while now due to supply chain problems with the AMOLED display. iPhone 4, all the huge pre-sale and pre-sale numbers in the first, couple days, first week it was out. It is available. You have to check your local store for availability, et cetera, et cetera. The white version, not yet shipping. But so here you go. This is a 16-gigabyte version of the iPhone 4, and the Droid Incredible, the only way it comes. Price-wise, they're both pretty much the same. $200 on contract. The 32-gig iPhone is $300, and then your monthly fees are going to wind out, being roughly the same. We can take a closer look at what it's going to cost, especially if you want to add the tethering, all that kind of thing. We'll start out right away to say about the networks. As always, it really depends on where you're going to use the device. Where I am out here in the San Francisco Bay Area, Verizon's better network. I get better voice and data coverage, better voice and data service on the Droid Incredible. When the iPhone 4 is a step up from the previous iPhones in terms of sound quality. It's got a dual microphone system, noise canceling, all that kind of stuff. But the problems continue with AT&T's network combined with this new antenna design, the whole death grip thing. We won't get into that other than to say, problems with the design of the phone. When you cover this little area in the bottom left, you lose signal strength. But you can read all about that on PhoneDog.com. You're probably sick and tired of hearing about it already. So network-wise, again, it depends where you are. For me, the Droid Incredible gets the nod because Verizon just performs better where I am. Both phones have 3G connectivity. Droid Incredible over EVDO. The iPhone over AT&T's HSPA network. iPhone 4 now supports HSUPA for faster upload speeds. Both phones have Wi-Fi, GPS, Bluetooth, all that stuff. Form factor, it's a tale of two very different designs here. Roughly, very similar shape and size. Thickness, iPhone 4 a little bit thinner than the Droid Incredible. We'll line them up this way. It's actually a little bit easier to see. They're both very thin, very pocketable. iPhone slightly thinner. But then the actual, I hit some buttons there. Then the actual, phone itself. iPhone 4 is glass and metal. Droid Incredible is plastic. Um, so, you've got a different feel in the hand. The iPhone 4 is a little bit heavier. It feels much kind of denser because it is a little bit thinner and a little bit heavier. Both eminently pocketable again. I actually kind of like how the Droid Incredible is a little bit narrower, kind of a little bit easier for one-handed holding. But the iPhone feels like a much more luxurious object, feels more high-end. I would think the Droid Incredible might be a little bit more durable because the plastic design is probably going to stand up to drops and mishaps a little bit better than the glass, glass front, glass back design on the iPhone 4. I don't know. I'd be a little more afraid of scratching up or cracking or I suppose shattering. The actual risk you run shattering an iPhone, I can't really speak to because I haven't done my own drop tests. This is not a review loaner. This one I had to buy myself to get one right away. This is a review loaner, so I guess I could drop the Droid Incredible and not worry about it's not mine. I'm sending it back. But this one, if it breaks, I got to go buy a new one to keep doing coverage on it. So I got to watch the pennies. Got to take care of it. Point being that I would be a little bit more concerned about damaging the iPhone 4, whereas with the Droid Incredible, worst case scenario, it gets kind of scratched up or gouged. It's plastic, so it's not like you're going to shatter the back of it and destroy the phone. Also, the back battery cover comes off on this phone, so theoretically you could get a replacement. With the iPhone, this phone does not have user replaceable parts, so that's something to kind of bear in mind depending on how you use and take care of your devices. Styling wise, I give a slight nod to the iPhone 4 just because I really don't like the Droid Incredible's back. I don't like this topographical design. It doesn't do anything for me. That said, I'm not crazy about the new iPhone design from a visual standpoint either, so that's really up to you, which you like better. I think both phones, like I said, hit a really nice sweet spot in terms of size versus functionality. iPhone has a 3.5-inch display, the much ballyhooed Retina display. I hate that name. That's what Apple's calling it. It's super high resolution, 640. What is it? 960 by 640, an incredibly high pixel density, and it looks fantastic. I mean, the display. You know what? All the hype aside, it really does look terrific. We'll go into photos here. And so I just took a very similar photo with both phones of a plant in my office. It was hard to get the exact same photo lined up, and I had the phones at the same distance away from the plants. They came a little differently. Now, this isn't really an objective test of the screens because it takes the cameras into account also. But in terms of just sort of day-to-day use, snapping a picture, looking at it, that kind of thing, I've been blown away by the quality of the iPhone screen, and I was not expecting it. If you read or watched my coverage of the launch of the phone, I went to the keynote address, WWDC, and then to the press hands-on area where they had the iPhone 4 when it was launched. I wasn't all that taken by the Retina display thing. I was like, it's nice. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Having had the phone now for a couple weeks and been using it, it is a big deal. It's really, really a great screen. That being said, the Droid Incredible is no slouch at all. I don't think you're going to be disappointed with either one. Droid Incredible, you get 3.7 inches, AMOLED, ambient. It's AMOLED technology, whereas the iPhone 4 is an LCD screen that uses this technology called IPS. So, at 3.7 inches, 800 by 480 pixels. So plenty of pixels on either display for, looking at the web, that kind of stuff. And we'll load up PhoneDog here over the 3G network on both devices. Plenty of pixels on either display for, reading pretty much whatever you want to read online, that kind of thing. If you hold them up side by side and you look at the exact same content, I think the iPhone looks nicer. The iPhone actually performs a little bit better in harsh sunlight. The AMOLED display does not do well in direct sunlight. Then again, in similar lighting conditions, the AMOLED display kind of pops a little bit more in terms of color saturation. But the iPhone is overall, I think a little bit better. It's not really lacking. But if you're not looking at them side by side, and you're just using one phone or the other, I think you're going to be plenty happy. I don't think there's anything to worry about. Both phones very responsive. They do the whole pinch and touch or pinch to zoom thing, multi-touch gestures, all that kind of stuff. I'll put them both into widescreen mode here for a second. There we go. The Droid's done loading now. So again, I don't think you're going to have a problem with either one, but I do give the nod to the iPhone 4 in terms of display quality. Otherwise, with the form factor, you've got, the iPhone 4 retains the iPhone's very minimalistic approach. Touchscreen, single button. With the Droid Incredible, you've got kind of the standard Android setup. Touchscreen, 4 capacitive touch buttons for home, menu, back, and search. And then you've also got on the Droid Incredible an optical joystick on the bottom, or optical trackpad rather. It functions as a trackpad, lets you select that kind of thing, but it's optical, not actually a physical ball there. Otherwise, on the hardware, iPhone 4 has the front-facing camera that works with the FaceTime video chat system, and then on the back you've got a 5-megapixel camera, autofocus, and flash. Droid Incredible, only one camera on the back, 8 megapixels, dual LED flash, autofocus. iPhone 4 captures 720p HD video. Droid Incredible captures 800 by 480 widescreen video. Camera-wise, I give the edge to iPhone 4. I know the Droid Incredible has a higher pixel count. To me, the Droid Incredible, it's a pretty decent camera phone. It's a good camera phone. The image quality on the video capture, I think, is maybe a little bit better than the image quality on the still photo capture, and obviously it gets more megapixels. The iPhone 4, they did a great job, and overall it's a better camera. I've been impressed with the stills and the moving images. So in terms of image quality itself, with the hardware, I give the edge to the iPhone. Otherwise, with the hardware, battery life, iPhone's a little bit better. Droid Incredible had some, kind of well-documented problems. iPhone 4 battery life is a little bit better than the iPhone 3GS before it. Both phones perform, they get, I basically get a day out of either one. The iPhone 4 is more likely to not hit the red zone, that 20% battery left warning before the end of the day. The Droid Incredible is more likely to hit it, or it's just going to run out faster being hammered. So a little bit of an edge to iPhone 4 in terms of battery life for me. Hopefully we will see a software fix to help the Droid Incredible get some better battery life running Android 2.1 with HTC Sense over it. We hear that the Android 2.2 update with HTC Sense, so Froyo with HTC Sense coming in December, I believe is the last that I heard. But speaking of software fixes, the iPhone 4 has been plagued by issues. Like I said, the issue with the connectivity with the whole death grip thing. There have been some phones that ship with yellow spots or yellow bandings on the screen. I've been having problems with the proximity sensor. When I'm in a call and I get to bring the phone up to my face, it's just been malfunctioning, and the screen will come back on when it's not supposed to, and I'll accidentally hang up on people, that kind of thing. So, software fix, some kind of fix definitely needed for the iPhone 4. Too many issues going on that just are not acceptable. Then again, Droid Incredible's been backordered forever now. So both devices, just to be fair, both devices having their issues, but I think the Droid Incredible is more reliable. Out of these two phones right now, the Droid Incredible is a more reliable device because of the combination of, it doesn't have the mission critical bugs in terms of losing connectivity and that kind of thing, and Verizon's a more reliable network where I am. That being said, when iPhone 4 works, it works really well, and the voice quality actually, when the signal's strong, has been really, really good. I was very shocked. The dual microphone setup, noise canceling, works really well. I guess the new antenna setup might have something to do with it, as long as you're not, holding it in that one spot. So the voice quality has been really good when it's worked well, but the Droid Incredible has been a more consistent performer in terms of getting a good signal every time.